welcome back. This week's video, I'm going to be doing a fork wheel change on my 2001 XR400. Pretty straightforward. I've done this a couple times already this year on my, once on my 650 and on a couple of my older bikes too. Just going to loosen these caps up, loosen the pinch bolts up, pull the wheel off, and then slide the forks down and drain them out. And I'm going to be refilling with the Honda fork wheel, the SS7. It's basically just the stuff that the manual calls for, so I'm just sticking to the stock stuff. It's worked for me in the past, so let's dig into it. And as always, remember to please hit that subscribe button and leave a like for me. It goes a long way to help me grow my channel and continue to bring content out for you guys. Thanks a lot. All right, so when filling this up, each fork calls for 18.9 ounces of fluid. So I'm going to fill that up to about just shy of 20. And then once I get it in the fork tube, I'm going to measure it from the top down just to get the level straight. This actually uses quite a bit per leg. Surprised my 650 didn't take nearly this much per fork. Before I add the oil, I am going to cut a piece of mechanics wire and pull up the inner plunger in here and wrap this around here, because what we're going to do is the spring has to go over top of this, and you got to put the lock nut cap on the top. So the easiest way to do that, because this has to be held up, is to put the wire around here first. Next thing, while pouring in the fluid slowly, I'm going to try to get it around the side here, and I'm going to pour it in until I see it come out of the top of this piston rod. And then I'm going to pump it, try to get some of the air out of it, and then add the rest of it in. All right, now that I'm filled up close to the capacity of what they call for in each fork, which is just a hair under 19 ounces, it's best to actually measure it off by the level from the top. So you can create a little dipstick out of 2 zip ties and measure from here, where it's going to rest on the top of the fork, down to here, which is, in my case, it is 4.6 inches from here to here, depending on the year. So I think it's 97 and after is going to be 4.6 inches, and then 96 and 97 models is 3.9 inches from the top. So let's see how far off I am here. Yeah, looks like we got a little ways to go yet. Okay, we're dead on. Next up, grabbing the spring. And I'm going to take this wire that I put around the rod. It's in there. And I'm just going to slide that up through up through the spring so I could pull this up. Just like this. Grab this. And just slowly pull that up. All right, so now I got that held up in place with the wire. I'm ready to slide the washer over top of it as well to lay on top of the spring. And then I'm going to put the cap on and use 2 wrenches here, one on the lock nut, and then one to hold the cap in place while I just kind of snug this up. Okay. These are 14 millimeters in case you were wondering. Now that that's secure, you can get rid of the wire. And then basically just pulling this up and bringing it back down. Just going to snug these up so I can tighten the cap. Once the cap's tight, that's when I'll torque the pinch bolts down. Just to keep it in place. Making sure that's flush at the top there too. We do the other side. All right, so now that I have the lower pinch bolts just snug in place, keeping the fork tube in place, I have it set at the lowest level that you can have on the triple tree here. Now that that's snug, I'm not going to tighten these up. I'm actually going to tighten up the caps, and then I'm going to torque down the pinch bolts. Doesn't have to be super tight, just snugged up. All right, that's going to do it for this video. As you can see, it's not a real hard process changing a fork a lot. I didn't have to do fork seals. That's a little bit more involved, but nothing too crazy. So maybe at some point down the road when I do have to do those, I can document that and show you how that works too on these bikes. So riding season's right around the corner, and this one's about ready to go. So look for more videos on this bike. A lot of riding videos. I'll probably do basic maintenance stuff too over the summer, whatever else it might need. Not only to this bike, but my other ones too, which are all pretty much ready to go. The riding for riding season here. And if you made it this far watching, I'd appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button, hit the like, comment, anything just to help this channel grow. I'm trying to keep it going here. So any feedback and new subscribers would be really appreciated. Thanks again. Until next time.